Welcome to Relationship Nation with Wayne and Freddie Martin. I'm Freddie.
And I'm Wayne.
Thank you for being here. Today we're talking about we people, which is a portion of how our brains work. So Wayne's going to explain a little bit about how the function of that.
So on the previous video, we talked about I forms or I people and having them be logical or spontaneous. And that's on the previous video. So if you haven't seen it, you want to check that out because it helps bring everything together. But today we're going to talk about we logicals and we spontaneous. And so, Freddie, since you're a we logical,
I'll talk about it.
why don't you talk about it?
Yeah, and we're talking about, when we talk about the I's and the we's and the logicals and spontaneous, it just is a way how people process information and how they take in the world, and it's really important to know that. Years ago, when Wayne and I first got together, one of our friends who studied this in depth, she's the one that taught us about it, and it's made a huge difference in our relationship in areas where we could have had a tremendous amount of conflict. It could have been like a divorce court irritant instead of a humorous tolerance, which it is now.
Oh, and it actually has become one of our superpowers.
Yes.
One of our strengths. And as a couple, if you're out there looking for a partner, this information is super important for you because you'll understand more about where they're coming from, how they process information, and how they speak, how they think, how they present themselves in the world. And if you're diametrically opposed, which we'll talk about in our next video, then you could have potential problems.
Yes. So with the we people, in contrast to the I people take in information and how it affects them first. With the we people, we're about how it affects everybody, how it affects community, the group. We're more about group, and our language is, we did this, we did that, it's our car, our house, our kids, that kind of thing. With an I person, it's more about it's their thing, they're doing, I did this, I did that. And we talked about that in our previous video. So with the we logical people, we're the organizers of the brain. And we are the ones, like, we're administrators, bookkeepers, we do the operations managers, stuff like that. And we look at everything from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how these steps need to take place in order for you to get to the outcome that you're looking for. And then we bring together the group of people, and they're assigned, everybody has what they do in group that creates this outcome for everybody. And that's how a we logical person looks at everything. It has to make sense. It has to be organized. We're very precise in what we do. We're proud about the excellent product, or like if you're an event organizer.
The achievement.
Yeah, the achievement of how it all turns out so beautifully, well organized, runs perfectly. And that's what a we logical person is.
So if you think about a we logical person, they're going to tend to be planners.
Yes.
They like systems and processes which make them feel comfortable and safe. So if you're in a relationship, for instance, if we were to travel, I want a pocket full of money and I want a plane ticket to get me there, or I'm going to drive there, I'm going to fill that car up with gas, but it's going to be more freewheeling. I definitely don't want to be sleeping alongside the road, but if that happens, it could be a great adventure. But for Freddie,
yeah, totally different.
Freddie needs to plan things. She needs to know the flights, the times, print them out, document it, have everything in order, pretty much know where we're going to go, when we're going to be there, and have
pre-flight checklist.
Yeah. Which is great,
Totally organized.
But there's a difference between the spontaneous people and the logical people. So think of systems and processes, and safety is more important for the logical person. And the we form is looking at it as it affects the village.
Yes, exactly.
The family, the friends, all your groups together.
Yeah.
They tend to be joiners at some level. And that really, you'll see that in their personality. They'll want to do things in group. If you're an I form, you're going, oh my God, invite everybody. I don't
Yeah.
know if I can handle that.
So now tell them about we spontaneous people.
We spontaneous people are the party people, the sales people, the idea people that like to do things in group, and they like to do things that help the group out. They're the people that are really big referrers. Well, both we logical and we spontaneous people tend to be great referral partners.
True.
Where they're going, oh, you need a hairdresser. I know the perfect person.
Yeah.
Oh, I know where everybody likes to go and we can have a party.
Yeah.
But with the we spontaneous people, they don't need a lot of rules. They want it to be action-oriented, fun, and goof around. They don't like a lot of rules.
Right.
Pretty much. I mean, you're going to see that. There's going to be some rules, but they could be a little flexible here and there. So.
And they're great influencers. They can really influence the group because they are very persuasive people. They're salespeople, a lot of them. And the other thing that they do is that they help make it lighter because they're we people. They care about other people, but they're spontaneous. So it's about fun. They want to do things that are fun. They like to have a great time. They like to party.
You tend to be more people that are driven by emotions than logic.
Yeah, and they're spiritual-minded people.
Right, sure. And social workers, teachers, nurses, salespeople definitely fall into that category. So when you're dealing with people like that, it's very emotional driven, and it's more about the collective and how everybody feels, which is more important than the data, the processes in the system of the we logical.
And they're going to be more huggers.
I'm I spontaneous, so I like the we spontaneous people. They tend to be more my crowd, but I do have a lot of respect, and I do love my wife, and she is more we logical, but she also has that big part of we spontaneous, which is a great balance because that's where we meet.
Yeah. So in our next video, we're going to talk about how all of these quadrants interact with each other and how you as a couple can make a decision on how you're going to make this work without being a divorce court irritant, or it can become a humorous tolerance. So,
or it can become your superpower.
Yeah, or your superpower.
As it's become for us.
Yeah.
So I hope this helped. See you on the next video.